Let's tear down another one. What y'all think? Y'all want to have some fun tearing down another crazy man-created pagan holiday? It's over. We just sent an announcement to the world. The countdown is happening. YAHUAH is coming back. He's got signs all around us. And we just going to keep escalating the project called YAHUAH, His Truth, Scriptures. The Truth Scripture is going to tear it all down. Hey, y'all coming in. We had a great time on the last live. I just want to send a shout out to the entire Promote the Truth community. Big time announcement here. We just went over 90,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone that has liked these videos, that shared these videos, and that have subscribed to the channel. We just have went over today 90,000 subscribers. That is a big attribute. That's a big congratulations to all of us here that love the truth. We know it is catching wind because we started out about 7 months ago with this campaign. About 7 months ago with this campaign, and we had around 13,000 subscribers after 3 years. So after 3 years of Promote the Truth, putting videos out on YouTube, finally we decided to do a campaign called the True Scriptures New Testament Campaign. Now we're going to translate the entire scriptures, by the way. But we found out that most of the headache, all of the controversy, the nonsense, a gang of the paganism, it's all rooted. I should say 90+% of it is rooted from, guess where? The Beret Hadash, the New Testament. It's just crazy. So they teach lawlessness. They teach paganism all throughout the King James and all of its other minions. So all these other versions primarily that you see that have been translated into English, we keep proving over and over, they are influenced by the King James. Even the ones that say, no, we are not. Yes, you are in some capacity. There's many people that's cleaned up names. Hey, hallelujah to that, because the stair steps to this. I'm part of that process. I ain't pointing no fingers at nobody. I'm just pointing what the truth is. I had to come out of the nonsense. But you see, when you accept and you embrace truth, here it goes. The truth sets you free. And then you can't get enough of it. You can't say, I got some truth. I found YAHUAH's name, and then that's it. No, he says you got to now study to show yourself approved. Now you got his name. That's the basics. The basics are, I got his name. Now I got to study. Most people think they've been studying. They think they got some salt already. No, if you hadn't had YAHUAH's name, nothing has began until you find his name. Once you find his name, now everything can begin to make sense. You see, unless you be born again. See, many of y'all think because you got some religious practice behind you, because you've been in church or you got baptized and all that stuff, you were in full-fledged paganism. Look at Nicodemus. When he came to Yahushua, now I'm telling you, ain't hardly too many people got the religious pedigree that Nicodemus had. He comes to Yahushua. This is a Pharisee. These people are studied in the Tanakh. They know those scriptures. Man, they know it. He's sneaking up to Yahushua going, hey, we know something special about you because can't nobody do what you're doing unless they be sent from above. And then Yahushua looked at him and said, truly I say to you, unless you be born again. Why would Yahushua say to somebody that's a Pharisee that is absolutely, knows the scriptures? Why would he say to him, unless you be born again, you will never enter the kingdom of YAHUAH? You got to be born again. So everybody that's coming into the truth, everybody listen. You got to be born again spiritually. Those who worship the Father must worship the Father in spirit first and truth. See, the truth becomes evident to you once you worship him in spirit. You're going to accept, you're going to come to him in spirit. So you're not going to come to him in flesh. That's why everybody that gets hooked on the name Yahusha, you are worshiping him in flesh. He said you got to worship him in spirit. Before he came to the world, he was Yahuwah. He only used the name Yahusha because he couldn't use the name Yahuwah. Otherwise, he would be killed. He's not going to force it. Listen, Yahuwah's not going to force it. He's not going to force us to love him, to accept him. He's not going to do it. So he sets things up for people to want to love him, for people to want to follow him. So the setup was him coming as the son, not messing with what was going on. He was letting the traditions of men happen. And so they had made it a law. These traditions of men and women, of humans, they had made it a law. You cannot say the name Yahuwah and live. Here, we will kill you. Not only will we kill you, we will impale you. Sign name, pagan name, crucify you. We will crucify you. Sign, hey, that's the pagan name. We will impale you if you say the name Yahuwah. You're getting killed. Now everybody's got to get that straight. You see, you can't worship him in flesh. His flesh was the setup to see if you would worship him in spirit. Who is it behind the eyeballs of Yahusha? So when Yahusha was looking at everybody, who was behind those eyeballs? It was Yahuwah behind the eyeballs of Yahusha. So that lets you know what the truth is. Yahuwah came as a son. Why? Because you got to be born of spirit. He was pointing to us. Y'all got this all messed up. Everybody down here is lost. I'm not going to have to go flood the earth out again. I promised I wouldn't do it again. I got to figure out a way to bring you back to me where you get it. Well, let me come down and be like all of you. And let me walk like all of you in every shape, form, and fashion. Man, I'm going to get there, Pauline. Pauline already know what's going on. My sister Pauline already know what I'm about to do with this one. Y'all look at this title. Father's Day is more paganism. I know it's going to break some of y'all's hearts. Because some of y'all really, you got that Satan all up in you where you just want to be the Most High. You just want to be the Most High, really. That's really what it comes down to. Satan, Shaitan, wanted to be the Most High. He wanted the esteem to come to him. So these Mother's Days, these Father's Day, these are all setups to get the esteem away from Yahuwah. That's all this is. And I'm telling y'all, this is gross. It ain't no little bit gross. It's big gross. This stuff is like bizarre. Wait a minute. It's like bizarre. It cracks me. I'm sitting there going, what? Who? How? Why? How? What the heck? Let's deal with some very basics, okay? We're gonna deal with some basics. Yeah, we're gonna go real. We're gonna just crawl a little bit, okay? We're gonna crawl a little bit. Now we're gonna go to Judges, chapter 2. Show you how all this nonsense starts out. Y'all ready? We're going to Judges, chapter 2. Wait a minute, let me get over there. Y'all get ready. Tell you right now, this gonna be something. It's gonna be tough on some of y'all because you gotta give up the me worship. These birthdays, me worship. Mother's Day, me worship. Father's Day, me worship. You gotta get out of that. There's death in there, man. You don't want to be around it. Let's go over to Shupatim, Judges. They call it Judges, Shupatim. Let's go to chapter 2. And let's deal with this. Y'all want me to deal with it? Because y'all know I will deal with it. Verse 11, 2:11. Y'all want me to deal with it? I deal with it and I bring you the scriptures. Then the children of Israel did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, and they served Baals, plural. Not just Baal, they served Baals, Baals, however you want to call it. Kingdom business in the building. Let's go, William. Who ready for kingdom business today as we tear it down? It's not one, it's multiple. And they forsook Yahuwah, the allure of their fathers, who brought them out of the land of Matzah. He delivered them. He delivered them out from 430 years of slavery, of bondage. And it wasn't real long afterwards. They forsook Yahuwah. And they ran after Baals. Even though he did those mighty works and brought them out of Matzah, Egypt, and went after other mighty ones of the people who were all around them. And they bowed down to them and provoked Yahuwah. Look all around you. Come on, Sister Queen. We're doing kingdom business. For real, for real. What's kingdom business? Tear it down, bring the truth. Tear it down, bring the truth. Tear it down, bring the truth. Kingdom business. You see, they forsook. Watch verse 13. This is like pointed. So they forsook Yahuwah and went and served Baals and Asherahs. Name the boat. Name the boat. Who giving out memberships? Queen gave out 10 memberships, getting y'all locked in the channel as we celebrate our 90,000 plus subscriber on YouTube. Do y'all hear what's going on? It says they forsook Yahuwah and went and served Baals and Asherahs. Who is that? Who is Baal and Asherah? Who is that? Who is it? It's Nimrod and his mama. It's Nimrod and his mama Asherah. Baal is Nimrod. Nimrod is Shaitan. It's just a whole setup. Nimrod was a 3D, 8D, 20 million D sun worshiper. For real, for real. He worshiped the sun. He believed that what was created, the sun, was greater than who created it. The Nimrod's real name is Namrud. I might put some of this in the chat. Namarud. That's it. Namarud. That's Nimrod. Namarud. Make sure I'm telling y'all right. Namarud. We got to get out of this mess. Family, enough. Enough is enough. They bring it one wave after the next. Don't you see? These pagans are relentless about this. Boy, they relentless. That's Namarud. What the mess is the mess? What the mess is this mess? It never stops being more mess. It's always a mess. Let me get this lined up. Yeah. We're going to get it straight, Yahuwah. We're here to represent. We ain't afraid to call on your name and tell who we doing this in. Enough is enough. Come on, Brother Randy. With that kingdom business, appreciate that, super. How many of y'all want me to put Nimrod's real name in the chat? Who want me to put it in the chat? How many of y'all want to, let's point him out. He don't want y'all to really know. He want to sneak. He want to be sneaky. He don't want y'all to really know. Don't tell him really what my name really is. No, let me keep sneaking around being the sun god in all different shapes, forms, and fashions. Come on, let me do it. Let me do it. Boy, I tell you, some of y'all going to realize how hooked on, y'all going to figure out how hooked y'all are on all this paganism. There you go. It's in the chat. Namaru. That's the mess. This is the problem. This dude right here. The whole world is still running after Nimrod. They still wandering after him. This goes all the way back to what I'm talking about. It says that they forsook Yahuwah. People keep forsaking Yahuwah, running after other ones. They think Father's Day has something to do with honoring their earthly father. No, it's not. It has zero to do with that. Zero. I'm going to show you when they do this thing. This is ridiculous. Let me go look at something. I'm going to tell you how ridiculous this is. You notice it's on the third Sunday of June every year. Third Sunday. Just like clockwork. Why don't they do it on Monday? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Why they always do it? Like my sister said, Pauline said earlier, why they always got to do it on a Sunday? Why does Mother's Day always got to be on a Sunday? Why? You got to ask yourself, why? Hey, they don't even put their pagan Christmas and make it be on a Sunday. No. They don't even put Halloween and make it be on a Sunday. No. They don't do nothing with these other ones. Except what? Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter. Who's Easter? That's Ashura. Nimrod, Namaru, and his mama Ashura, they come in multiple forms, and then they influence people. That spirit of them through Satan goes and influences people to create holidays. Holidays are influenced by Shaitan. But the whole world's religious system, which is fueled by the beast power, that is the Catholic Church. They get hooked on Easter, which is Ashura. And they got to have these certain hardcore days. It's got to be on a Sunday. It's ridiculous. Why does it got to be on Sunday? Because it's making you bow down and worship the sun. You're going to say, Happy Father's Day, Daddy. It's going past him. It's feeding into the spirit of the evil one to perpetuate the lie more. Because it knows that the daddies and the mamas want that. They want that. They want that. Give me my own day, they're saying. Come on, Sister Juanita. I see you doing kingdom business. You got to give me my own day. Well, listen, I'm going to do better than that, mama and daddy. I'm going to honor the fifth commandment, which tells me to honor you every day. And I will do special things for you throughout the year, not just one day. Because I'm telling you, if I participate in this one day, and some of y'all messed up this morning. Some of y'all messed up. Some of y'all done sent a happy Father's Day wish. If you love Yahuwah, repent. Whoever you send it to, say, you got to say it. You're going to have to say it. Whoever went out and said Happy Father's Day, you got to go send a retraction notice. There's only one way you get out of this with Yahuwah. You got to do a retraction. You ain't going to have to just apologize to Yahuwah. You got to apologize to your dad for throwing that paganism on him. As soon as you say Happy Father's Day, you just threw paganism on him. You just threw idolism on him. You just violated the second commandment. Y'all gonna take this? I don't know what you're gonna do with this. My daddy ain't even thinking. He know I'm not calling him. My mama know I'm not calling. They know I'm not. They know nothing. Lena's mom and dad, they know it. And you're gonna have to just send a little retraction notice. If you send a text, say, I mistakenly sent you a text wishing you Happy Father's Day. I realize that is pagan. Put this link in there with it if you want to. Put the YouTube link. Daddies, if y'all getting this and y'all watching up to this point, this has nothing to do with hurting your feelings, dads. I'm a daddy. I'm a dad. I understand what it is to be a dad. But I'm telling y'all, my son honors me every day. Fills me up every day. Does special things for me throughout the year. But one thing he won't do is him and his mom get together and throw this nonsense paganism on me. They won't do it. Come on, Javors. Javor said, let's do it, some kingdom business. So that's it. If you messed up, go on and send out a retraction. Just send out a retraction notice. That way you can be a witness. Now, you're only going to be able to do this if you got Yahuwah's power in you. If you don't, if you have not yet repented, called on his name, been immersed in his name, you're in a little situation that is not little. Come on, Sister Ebony. Guard the fifth commandment. Won't we all just do that? And every time a holiday come up, I'm telling you, every time these governments throw a holiday up, everybody got to be suspect. They're trying to get me not to worship Yahuwah. They hate Yahuwah. Name me one government that loves Yahuwah, that respects him, that even respects Yahuwah, that has Yahuwah somewhere in their constitution. Name me one. I think there's 200 and some countries around the world. Is there any government that respects and honors Yahuwah, has his name in any of their writings whatsoever? And then they want us to follow that mess? And then not only do they not respect him, they worship Baal. Almost every single government has got the word God somewhere in their writings. It's nonsense. God is Baal. Lord is Baal. All of them are Nimrod. Who's backing Nimrod is Satan, Shaitan. That's all we got to do. We got to believe in the truth. Let's do a retraction. There ain't nobody in the world. That's why this is becoming so powerful. I see it now. Because there's some of us, we just out here talking to people and we making sense. And we're saying, if your government doesn't respect, honor Yahuwah whatsoever, you got to pay attention to what they're pumping out. And who is it that made it be on Sunday? This is all Catholic Church driven. And they hate Yahuwah. And they hate the name, they even hate the name Yahusha. They hate it. They love Jesus. Who's Jesus? Who's Jesus? Who is that? Baal? Nimrod. It all keeps running back to Nimrod. Nimrod set the whole thing up, fam, through Satan, Shaitan. He set the whole thing up. And the whole world wanders after it. The whole world follows it. The whole world. Choose this day who you going to serve. You got to make a choice today. I'm here telling you straight point blank, it's pagan. Ain't no way around it. Then it gets even more nuts because they keep on pumping out more and more stuff. And I had some stuff earlier, man. Come on, kingdom business. Daniel Bakote said, let's tear it down. Daniel coming in hot. He ain't playing. Daniel coming in hot. Father's Day is a contraction. This is how this stuff progresses. They keep trying to outdo each other as time goes by, these governments. They keep coming up with ways to perpetuate Baal worship. Father's Day is a contraction now of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Day. People don't even know what I'm talking about, most people. There literally is an old pagan Christian feast called All Hallows Day that starts off the 3-day observance of All Hallowtide. This is a time, they say, for remembering the dead. Watch, especially the saints and the martyrs. Who is that? Catholic Church. It's all Catholic worship. Father's Day has its pagan roots, currently has its pagan roots in the Gaelic festival of Samhain, where the Celtics marked the end of the harvest. Through most historians recognize it's a direct connection to pagan worship. Father's Day, this is crazy. Father's Day did not even arrive into the USA until the arrival of the Irish immigrants. They brought this pagan Celtic worship. They worshiping the remembrance of the dead. Man, y'all should see how dark this is. They believe there's a blurred line between the dead and the living, that they could come back and visit you during this time. This is all connected to Father's Day. They keep perpetuating this thing. They just keep coming up with more ways to do it. All Hallows Day. They do it. Go do research on all. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat. I want y'all to watch it. When you research it, you're going to go, man, I got to stop this nonsense. YAHUAH going to burn me up if I don't stop this. Research. Watch this. Research this. There you go. Research All Hallows Day. Go research All Hallows Day, part of the 3-day observance of remembering the dead. I'm going to put some of these notes in the chat just so y'all can go, hold on. What have I been doing? Why am I doing this? This marked the end of the harvest and blurred the lines between the living and the dead. The Irish immigrants. Now, here's the thing. Father's Day in the USA was instituted in the early 20th century. June 19th, 1910, Sonora Smart Dodd in Spokane, Washington, was inspired by the establishment of Mother's Day. No, that person wasn't inspired. I don't know if that's a man or a woman. I think it's a woman. Sonora, she was inspired because of Mother's Day. So she wanted to do something to honor her father. No, it was Satan. It was the spirit of Nimrod perpetuating that said we got to go do this. Is that anywhere in the scriptures? Put the scripture in. I want somebody to put the scripture in that says you ought to have Father's Day every year. Give me the scripture. Give me the scripture that says every year you are to celebrate your father. Every year, a day. Every year you are to pick a day and celebrate your father. Give me the scripture for that. You ain't got none. It's not in there. So 1910. Now watch this. The idea gradually gains support. Now in 1910, she comes up with the idea. It wasn't until 1966 that President Lyndon B. Johnson issued the first presidential proclamation honoring fathers. Guess who inspired him? Satan, that spirit of Nimrod. It just kept working on them. It ain't nowhere in the scriptures. And see, you go talk to your father, you go talk to your mama, they will think you crazy. They act like this has always been around and this is something that's so amazingly innocent. If it's innocent, it ought to check out. We put a magnifying glass on it. If it's innocent, ain't no problem. We come up with any pagan ties that makes it not be innocent, we out. It's crazy. 1966, he issues the first presidential proclamation honoring fathers. Finally, in 1972, President Richard Nixon signed a law making Father's Day a permanent national holiday to be celebrated the third Sunday of June each year. Now, how do you think he came up with the third Sunday? How you think he came up with that? You think he just pulled that out of the air? What y'all think? You think he just, I'm going to pick the third Sunday? Y'all know what his background is? He was a Quaker. Nixon was a Quaker. Hardcore Christian. Hardcore Christian background. They love Jesus. And they don't understand. Christians still don't get that the Catholic Church is running them to the max. Catholic Church punks them all the time. Always punking them. Saying, y'all, hey, these people say they're Protestants, but they follow us because we actually changed they call it the Sabbath. And they say from the seventh day to Sunday. They rarely ever say Saturday. People ain't even picked that up yet. The Catholics that keep punking everybody, they rarely ever say Saturday. They say we changed it from the seventh day, and they say to Sunday. They rarely even say first day. You want to know why? They know the calendar is pagan. They know it. They know that the seventh day is based upon the moon, on the new moon. They know it. It's crazy, ain't it? Bet you my daddy's so happy I'm teaching this stuff. He loves it. My dad been calling stuff out forever. He told me a lot of this stuff way back. He said, son, a lot of this stuff is pagan, I'm telling you. Now check this out. Today, the Catholic Church This is the craziest part I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to show y'all how nonsense this is. The Catholic Church, they don't stop with these lies. They don't stop. They tell you a lie. And then they put lipstick all over it. And then you can see the lipstick running off the lips to see that that's lipstick. It's fake stuff. The Catholic, they take Father's Day and they link it to a broader tradition and honoring fatherhood inspired by who they call St. Joseph. Now listen to this nonsense. They actually have what's called the Feast of St. Joseph. That's their Father's Day connection now. The Catholic Church, right now, they have the Feast of St. Joseph. Now watch. In regard, and they say to the foster father of Jesus. See, they want to honor the fathers, but then they go, well, no, Mary was the virgin, and they don't know which way to go. So they say the foster father, let's honor the foster father. Boy, they love to do honors of special prayers and blessings during their mass services, their continual re-impalement of the Savior. What y'all think about this? This is how crazy it is. And some of y'all like, happy Father's Day. You know, I'm going to honor my father. No, you honoring Satan. He got his hooks in you and he's unblinded you. And you never stopped and thought about what I'm teaching. They do it every way. Listen, what did Yahushua say when he was here? They going to come as wolves in wolves' clothing? No. The wolves are going to show up in sheep's clothing. So that's what we got. Sorry if I break your heart, fathers. But once you love Yahuwah, this is going to be so great for you. You're going to get so liberated. You're not going to have to keep going and ripping and running and going and getting these gifts and all that type of stuff and everybody being upset they didn't get the right thing. It's enough, man. No more Baal worship. No more Asherah worship. We are done. I had to come on and do this special video to tear down Father's Day because it's Nimrod, Namarud is his real name, Nimrod worship. That's what I had to do today in the name of Yahuwah. If you love the truth, you will love promote the truth. Because that's all we do. We just keep coming on, doing truth, story, truth, facts, truth, angles, truth. Look around, truth gonna smack you upside the head when you come in here. And we get ready to bring you the truth scriptures. Hey, we put out a mock-up yesterday because it's all getting here. We're getting close time. And did y'all see it? You know, it went out in the email. Staff told me that they made a little mistake and they had the wrong book. They corrected and sent out the correct one today. Hey, it's happening. It's moving parts, but it's a lot of moving parts. And they get ready to tie it all down. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to put it on the screen. In case y'all didn't see it, and I know thousands of people are going to see this video, I want to make sure that it's on this video so y'all can see the mock-up of the inside of the true scriptures. Here you go. Check it out. Bam! So it's coming. It's coming. Ain't that refreshing? You're going to see the real names in there. YAHUAH. And we're even going to put sign name. And we'll explain in the beginning what sign name means. It means the pagan name, John. Isn't that cool? Imagine there's not one other scriptures in the world that has got this chapter properly translated. Not one, except promote the truth. And that's a fact. You got to understand scriptural Aramaic to properly translate this. You got to understand scriptural Abari, Hebrew, to understand this. And there's not one. And y'all going to have a field day going out there just posting and sharing the truth. Because when people start to, if you click on that, man, and you start to read that, what? If you click on that and read it, I'm going to give you an example. It's too small on my screen, so I'm going to give you an example. You better not mess around and read that closely. You get your life changed. You mess around and read this close, you're going to get your life changed. For real, for real. Like no joke. You're going to get your life changed. Hold on, I'm going to see if I'm going to read. I'm going to point something out on this page that you're looking at. You're looking right at it. You got life looking right at you. It's staring at you. You see what look what Theo said. Confidence level goes up with this. How y'all feel when y'all see that on the screen? Somebody put in the chat, this is how I feel when I see a page out of the true scriptures. I feel this way. Tell me before I get out of here and go back to work. I'm still tightening up all the review. We're finishing the final review. How do you feel knowing that there's a scriptures coming out in this world? Y'all tell me how you feel. Put something in the chat. Theo said his confidence going up. That's what Yahuwah wants. Wants you to be confident in his word. You can't be confident in these other versions. Y'all realize that? Look at that. Norma says it will save you in the name of Yahuwah. Malik said, I feel empowered. Y'all testify to Yahuwah when you see finally, goodness gracious, you don't have to go all these decades, and you mean to tell me not one person has been able to translate this correctly until we came along? Why us? I don't know. But you can't argue with this translation. Queen Nelson says, I feel excited and loved. Ebony says, I feel alive, proud to be a part of the project. Yamani says, I feel confident in what I'm sharing. Elizabeth said, I felt so happy in my spirit when I was with the true scripture. Eric said, confidence. Rush said, you will gain a beautiful comprehension of who our Lord Yahuwah truly is. Jamie says, I feel good and confident. Diane says, I feel like I can finally trust. Hallelujah, Diane. See, that's a big one. We ain't been able to trust these other things. Y'all know something ain't right. You can't go in there and see pagan stuff. Got Paul talking about you can go eat food that's been sacrificed to idols and all that other nonsense they mistranslated. You can't be talking about people getting in the kingdom and teaching people to break the commandments, getting in the kingdom that way. That's not in the true scriptures. Ebony says, I can do all things. That's Lisa. I finally got Lashaya. That's you, Lisa. Man, I finally put you together. See, put your name on it. We connect. The truth is going forth and nothing can stop the promoting of truth and proclaiming the true name of Yahuwah. Joanna is coming. Joanna is coming. Mike said anticipation. Confidence is the key. Treasures for you, said. Kadeem said, I feel the truth is about to set the world back by the powerful name of Yahuwah. Lulia said, I feel extremely excited and anxious to get my hands and hold a copy that is going to erase all the paganism out of my DNA. Come on, Lulia. I feel that. Shannon said, a clip of history. before our eyes, about to change lives. I'm proud to be a part of it. How many of y'all proud to be a part of it? Bill Henry said, hey, the truth shall go out and the people will be set free in Yahuwah Mashiach. Hallelujah. Julissa said, I feel assured. Patricia, I love Yahuwah. How many of y'all feel Yahuwah's love in here? Hold on. Let me read y'all something. What? Cedric, you can't be putting God in here, man. Ain't gonna work. You better delete that out of here. The snipers will get you. Do not, unless we tell y'all to put up quotes, do not put nothing with the name G-O-D on it. We're gonna give you one pass. We're gonna delete that, give you one pass. Snipers, mount up. Watch. I'm gonna read y'all something from this page that no other page has. I'm gonna read you something for the page that no other page has. Not one. It's crazy. No, not. I don't know why. It's right there. You looking right. I'm telling y'all, fam. I'm telling you. It is right there in black and white. But if you go to translate and you don't understand the language and you don't understand the idioms, and on top of that, you're not immersed into Yahuwah. Who are these translators? Who are these people? Like when they read the preface and it says, the translators decided to adopt a device in place of the name, of the set apart name. Y'all believe that they said that? Who are them people? None of them love Yahuwah. They hate him. They hate Yahuwah. They hate Yahuwah, y'all. All of these scriptures you see out there, almost every one of these people hate Yahuwah. And then the people that love the name of Yahuwah, almost every one of them are confused. And I can prove it to them. In love. I say you're confused. You don't know who Yahusha is. And some of them, I hear them saying who Yahusha is. They say Yahusha is Yahuwah. Then put it in the translation. Come on. If Yahusha is Yahuwah, let the translation reflect who he is. How many of y'all agree? My dad said proud and happiness. Yahuwah is fire. I mean, look at my dad, 77 years old, going, man, I'm finally getting to see it. How many of y'all gonna walk around with your true scriptures and your head up high? How many of y'all gonna walk around, man, you gonna feel so proud, so honored. You gonna know you got a double-edged sword in your hand. You gonna feel like that. Y'all gonna have, and wait till the app comes out. Y'all gonna see people all over the internet because Yahuwah's name is coming. And they're going to be quoting one scripture after the next. And you're going to see people with all these marked up King James and Amplified and NIVs and this scripture and that scripture. They're going to have it all highlighted. And it's full of paganism. Every one of them. I keep proving it. I keep proving that it's full of paganism. Every one of them. Crazy amounts of errors. Now, I'm going to read you something in here. Come on now. Who got the audacity to say this, what I'm about to say? It's in here. Verse 5. They answered him, saying, Yahusha of Nazareth. Yahusha then said to them, Ayah, Asher, Ayah. Guess how many translations got that in there? Go find me one. Go find me one translation that puts Ayah, Asher, Ayah. Or at least they should put Ana. We chose to put the actual Hebrew word that he said. When they translate it over to the Peshitta, they put it in Aramaic, and it's Ana. And that means I am that I am. That's what that means. And that is in the Aramaic, and that is in the Hebrew. And every one of them looked at Ana. Every one of them looked at Ayah, Asher, Ayah. Every one of them looked at one of the two. Or they got to admit, no, we didn't look at it. We looked at the Greek. Tell the truth. That's really what happened. You can't say you called on Yahuwah and then you go and I'm telling y'all, go read some of these prefaces. They said we called on the name of Yahuwah and we admit that the Savior spoke in Aramaic and in Hebrew. And his apostles, emissaries, they spoke and wrote in Hebrew and Aramaic. And we know that there are versions available like the Peshitta. Man, if the Peshitta wasn't here, maybe they could try to pull this thing off. Maybe. Yahuwah ain't gonna let them. If the Peshitta wasn't here, 360 different copies. That's what's got them jacked up. The Peshitta is running a train through all their lives. Now, if you're sitting there, you're going to have to admit, either you chose the Greek, and then we're going to look at you and say, why would you run after pagans? What would give you the audacity to bring that nonsense into the word of Yahuwah? Where did you get the audacity to think that was going to work with him? When they deny him, when they love Zeus, and you know it, and you got Zeus's all up in here. Jesus. That's a Zeus name. Look what's happening, fam. Are we going to tell the truth or not? Everybody got to go to tsnt.org. And you got to, hey, if y'all have not yet contributed and participate, get in there. Go over there. Be one of the first. If you are you're gonna regret this if you don't do this. I'm telling you. This is gonna be one of them greatest regrets of your life. I'm telling you out of love. If you got an opportunity to be one of the first people to get the true scriptures, meaning if you go and support at a package level, at least the bronze, you spend money on all kind of stuff anyway. It's crazy. Y'all blow $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 all the time. People blow it all the time. Blow it all the time. And Yahuwah says, I want my word preached throughout the ends of the world. It's going to take money to do it. And we ain't shying away from it. We're telling you, it's going to take some money to get this word out expeditiously. Like some urgency, like the kingdom deserves. What do you think it costs to run these internet programs and all the software and all the technology that boost all this? It takes money. And you're going to regret if you ain't one of the first ones. I really believe that. Yes, everybody's going to be able to buy it individually. But for you to say, I not only am I one of the first ones, I supported this thing. You'll be able to say to the rest of the world for the rest of your life, all package members by the 30th of June are going to say for the rest of their life, as this thing goes out and it starts to get into thousands and it starts to perpetuate to tens of thousands. And our mission is to get into millions of hands. And every time somebody's reading and quoting and posting, you're going to get to say, I helped that come here. Come on, Sister Queen. Love me some Queen and my brother Larry. You're going to get to say, I'm responsible. I'm one of the people that's responsible for that. We ain't taking all that credit. This is the us thing. This is the kahal, the called out ones. That's us. We're the ones bringing this to the world. Through the name of Yahuwah. It's us. Who's going to get there? Look, you got to get your name on that shirt. Get your name on the shirt so that everybody for the rest of it's going to go down in eternity. But you're going to see it. And you don't want that regret to go, man, I could have been one of the first ones. I could have my name on that shirt that we're going to post on the look, we're putting a special area on the site that will never come down that says because of these people. And you get to go, mama, daddy, aunts, uncles, friends, as people come to the truth. Go over to promote the truth. Look online such and such. That's got my name on it. Just like my name's going to be in the book of life, it's got my name on the book that's leading people to life. How you going to get into the book of life with the book of lies? How can you get into the book of life pumping out a book of lies? You can't have no half-truths on eternity and on salvation. You can't do no half-truths with eternity, fam. I'm going to read it to you again. Verse 5. They answered him, saying, Yahushua of Nazareth. They're looking for him. Yahushua just said to them, Ayah, Asha, Ayah, meaning, I am that I am. The living Allure. That's what Ayah, Asha, Ayah means. Ayah. That's what Anah means. It specifically means, I am that I am. The living Allure. Most people don't know that that extends out to the living Allure. They just leave it at, I am that I am. You got to know some Hebrew, real Hebrew. You got to know some real Aramaic to be able to pull that out of there. You got to pull it out. You sitting there reading through some scriptures and all of a sudden you come to verse 5 and you go, wait a minute. Yahushua said, Ayah, Asha, Ayah, meaning I am that I am, the living Allure. How powerful was it? Keep reading. Now Yahudah Iscariot got his name straight. Judas Iscariot. Who betrayed him was also standing with them. And when Yahushua said to them, Ayah, Asha, Ayah, meaning I am that I am, the living Allure, they fell backwards to the ground. That's how powerful that is. Bam! They fell down. Man, they should have got up and ran out of there right then. Like a lot of y'all need to get up and run out of there. Brother Daniel in the business, he's doing kingdom business. Y'all better run out of these other translations. Yahuwah gonna knock you to the ground. Keep promoting these lies. Again, verse 7. Yahushua asked them, who are you looking for? And they said, as they getting off the ground now, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua said to them again, I have told you. Now, why would he go in verse 8 and say it again? You want to know why? He's telling all of us, y'all better recognize who I am. And if you don't, I'm going to put YAHUAH in chapter 8, verse 24 on you. You're going to die in your sins. Unless you believe that Ayah, Asha, Ayah, meaning I am the living Allure. Unless you believe that, you're going to die in your sins. But guess what they did? Over in YAHUAH in chapter 8, verse 24, they left out the Ayah, Asha, Ayah again. Every translation you're going to look at leaves it out, except what you see on the screen. The true scriptures representing Yahuwah to the fullest. We representing Yahuwah to the fullest. Come on, Archella, I see you. We are representing Yahuwah all the way up. Man, Yahuwah doing a thing, ain't he? Through us. Who would have thought, little old me, little old you, he would reach over all these intellectuals? Who would think he would reach over and come and grab all of us that are here? That's you. Anybody that went to tsnt.org, Yahuwah done reached over everybody to get to you. He called you. My sheep hear my voice. Ain't no way in the world you can hear tsnt.org. Go over, look at that page, see what this is coming out, and you go, I don't know. I'm going to sit back. I just don't see how you can do it. I really don't. I have no idea How you can't be like every day trying to figure out a way. Yahuwah, bless me with some more seed to continue to perpetuate. I'm seeing it with my eyes. It's growing. It's expanding. I'm watching Promote the Truth, pumping out all kind of content. I'm seeing more and more people keep coming into the truth. I thought it was just me and 3 or 4 others. I thought it was me and 10 or 15 others. Man, I come in here and these people love Yahuwah. Put it in the chat. I love Yahuwah. Watch this. You ain't going to see this nowhere. This is rare. Put it in the chat if you love Yahuwah. Put it in the chat if you love Yahuwah. And then you watch what happens. Man, the heavens going to start clapping. The messengers going to start singing. The elders around the throne are going, look at them down there. We got some real ones, Father. Look at the I love yous going in the chat. It's blowing up. Smash the like button. Hit I love Yahuwah. Share it out. Look at all them I love Yahuwahs. It's crazy. Woo! Look at them. Yahuwah, look at your people over here. Everybody else afraid to say who you really are, Yahusha. We know you ain't here no more. We hear the echo of when you was here 2,000 years ago. Now you are Yahuwah Mashiach, the only Savior. That's who you are. Look at them, Yahuwah. They love you. They love you. You finally got a band of people together that are going to stand on you, Yahuwah. Bless these people indeed that love you. Whoever put I love Yahuwah in the chat. And if you listen on the replay, put I love Yahuwah in the comments. Say where you're from too. Show your city, your country, your city, your state. Tell them where you're from so they see the representation. Just and that's going to make their spirit go, Yahuwah's coming. I ain't got no excuse. I'm not going to have no excuse not to get this right. Too many witnesses. Too many witnesses. Come on, Latasha. I see you. Y'all got to tell him, I love you, Yahuwah. I'm not ashamed of you. You said if I'm ashamed of you, you'll be ashamed of me. Before the Father and the set apart messengers. Come on, Yahuwah. Do you see this? Father, do you see what I see? I know you do. Come on, Daniel. We praising Yahuwah up in here. His word, the real word, is coming to the planet Earth. It's coming to this place. His real word been pressed down, hidden. Little old us. Little old us. We gonna do it. We doing it. It is done. We did it. Nobody else wanted to do it. Where they at? Nobody else had the courage to say it. Why not? Why won't they say that Yahusha is Ayah Asha Ayah if that's what he said? You calling Yahusha a liar? You better go study to show yourself approved. You better hope if you are denying Yahusha, man, I'm telling you, no, it ain't nothing in it. You have no chance. You have no chance to be right on this one. I'm telling you, I know these scriptures. I done put them on the screen. You cannot get around this. I am that I am the living Allah. Woo! Let me go over here. Then I gotta get out of here. I just felt inspired. I might put something special in the chat today. Woo! Y'all got me tore up. Father's Day, we know for a fact. Archella, I appreciate you. We know for a fact Father's Day is pagan. And the only father there is Yahuwah. It's his day every day. And anything that sets itself up against Yahuwah, we tear down in that name that has the power to rip stuff down. We tearing down that stronghold. You ain't got a chance, Shaitan, with that one. That ain't going to make it in here. It's disallowed. Man. Oh, man. I'm about to run out of here. For real, for real. All right. Hey, here we go. I'm going to put, y'all want me to put, who wants me to put the way it was written in Aramaic? This is what this was translated to. Who wants me to put YAHUAH? John chapter 18, verse 5. From the Peshitta. Who want me to put it in the chat? Who want me to put it in the chat? Put some fire emojis in the chat then. Fire it up for YAHUAH. Y'all want me to put it in the chat? Put some fire emojis in the chat. Brother Joe said, let's go with that super. He said, I love YAHUAH. YAHUAH over everything, Brother Joe said. I'm going to put it in the chat. See, when I put this in the chat, this is going to stand as the eternal witness against everybody that denies that Yahusha is YAHUAH. This is a witness against you forever if you deny him. And this is a witness for you forever if you accept it. You get eternal life. Yeah. YAHUAH. And jump. Boom. I'm going 18.5 from the Peshitta. Can't get around it. Can't get around it. You're in trouble. Here it go. Here it go. I hope it don't cut off, man. I hope it don't cut off. Bam! Let me see what it did. Did it cut off? I think it cut off. Let me look on the Facebook. Oh, I think it got all over there. Both sets. I'm looking. Let me go over here. I'm going over here. It got on there. I think for everybody. I think. Yeah. Now watch this. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Hey, Suhe got y'all's back. She told me put it on the screen so all y'all can see it out there. There you go, Suhe. My sister got my back. That's my sister right there. Bam! You got a situation. Now you got a situation. Now you got a situation. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna point it out to you. Right here. I'm gonna point it out to you right here. Yahuwah, you gonna do this? Yahuwah said, do it. Hey, Yahuwah said, do it too. Go on, do it. This breaks down all the nonsense. All the nonsense goes away. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in there for y'all. This is a lesson. You can't forget what I'm sharing with you. It'll stick in your eternal memory. All right, it's in the chat. Now I'm gonna put it on the screen. You see, in that verse, if you look real close, you're gonna see those symbols. You're gonna see those Aramaic words next to each other, one after the next. You're going to see ana, or in Hebrew, that is ayah, asha, ayah. Same exact thing. Now, that is in the translation. And no translation except the true scriptures puts it in there. What it means. None. All of them put I am. And that's it. As if are you Yahushua? I am. They all pretty much pose it as if he's just responding like, you ask me if I'm Yahushua of Nazareth, and I'm going, I am. He didn't say that. He made a statement that he made, boom, all the way back on Mount Sinai, up on Mount Sinai with Masha on that burning bush. That's when he said that originally. That's when he said that. Now you're going to take that away from the translation when Yahuwah, as a man, says, Aya, Asha, Aya, Ana, Ana. Are you going to take that away from him? I'm going to put it on the screen for y'all now. I'm going to hide that message for everybody watching the replay. That's your code right there. That's Ana, Ana. Or Aya, Asha, Aya. That means I am that I am the living Allure. That's exactly what that means. It's no to the left, it's no to the right. That's exactly what that means. That's what that means. So if you take away from that, we got to run all the way over to Hazoo now. It's on the screen now, Jose. If you take away from Ana, we got to run all the way over to Hazoo, chapter 22. Y'all see it on the screen? It's on the screen. You can't miss it. Oh, it blacked out on there. Wow, when I put it up, it blacks out. Wow. Why would that black out? It didn't black the other ones out. What if it's the equal? Let me see if I just put it up by itself. What happens? Yeah, that's funny. It blacked out right there, huh? Let me see if I just put it up by itself. What it show? Does it show up now? I see it if I just put it by itself. When I put equals, it blacked it out. So I'll explain it as soon as it pops up. No, it's still blacked out. I see it on my screen. That's a trip. Satan don't want y'all to see that one. You see it in the chat, though. If y'all, hey, the people that's missing it, I'm trying to get you a solution. I got a solution that'll take me a second. Ain't no way in the world Satan wants you to get this. Satan don't want you to get this at all. He won't do this type of stuff. Let's black it out. But Yahuwah, Satan is a lie. Let me see if I can get a quick fix. I'm creative. See, you see it in the chat. There go. We see it in the chat. Y'all see it in the chat. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get a quick solution. I got to get out of here, too. I got to get back to work. This is hilarious. Okay. Hold on. Satan trying to get us, y'all. He trying to get us. But watch. This is going to crack y'all up what I'm about to do. What I'm about to do is going to crack you up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Y'all bear with your brother. Give me a second. How y'all feeling now? Y'all y'all hitting that like button. Y'all sharing this out. I'm going to give you a quick solution because I want everybody to see it because Satan don't want you to see it. But he don't get, he ain't going to get to the very end who we really are. He know it, but he hates us because we took his spot. Yeah, we took a spot. Watch this. I'm doing something special for y'all. Y'all gonna be proud of your brother. Y'all gonna be proud of your brother. Almost there. I'm almost there. Queen said, we ain't going over. Yay! I think this is just cool that we get to adapt and overcome in the name of Yahuwah. Y'all don't see me crying. Y'all don't see me upset. Y'all see me still happy? Consider it pure joy when you face trials and tribulations of all kinds. You know that the proving of your faith is being made perfect. That's what's happening. I'm sitting there in full joy, adapting and overcoming. Y'all watching it right here, right now. Y'all seeing it in live action. Y'all watching it. Almost there. Now, 1 second. You ain't gonna miss this one. Ain't gonna miss this one. In the name of Yahuwah. I'm sitting right here. And I can sit there all day with my family. I feel that. I feel that one. Now watch what your brother did. In about 20 seconds. Now give me 30. No longer than a minute. I'm gonna try to do it in 30. I'm gonna try to do it in 30. Yeah, hold on. Y'all see me smiling? Now, we less than about 15, 20 seconds away. What? All right. Ready? For those of y'all that couldn't see it, bam! Oh man, it messed my letters up. That's funny. Y'all see those Aramaic letters? It messed them up on the upload. Satan just messing with it. I might put a picture of the picture on there. Watch this. He's still messing with it. Y'all see, I'm still happy. I'm telling y'all. Satan hates this. Y'all see how hard he's fighting this one? Watch. Because I'm telling you, I'm looking right at it. Okay. All right. Okay. Y'all see me? I'm laughing. I want y'all to make it. I know. Trust me, it's in programs. It ain't that simple. It's tripping out. But I'm gonna fix it. Somehow. I'm gonna fix it somehow, Brother Rob. I'm gonna fix it somehow. Let's see if your brother can fix it. Watch this. Y'all gonna crack up. I'm still happy. See, you come in all these tribulations, whatever, you just stay happy. You just go, all right. And you take the same energy of being down and upset. You take the same energy and you solve it. You solve it. That's it. All my energy right now is not on being upset. It's on solutions. That's it. That's all I'm thinking about. I got to solve this. It's the only thing my brain is saying to me right now. I got to solve this. Let's see if I can solve it. Because it don't want to do it. It don't want to do it. It don't want to do it. It's trying to refuse, y'all. It's trying to refuse it. But I refuse to let it refuse. Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in this world and running this world. Yahuwah said, I've overcome this world. That's what Yahuwah said. He said, I overcome this world. I've overcome the world. Now, y'all saw it was creating havoc. Where'd my energy go? I'm teaching y'all how to overcome adversity too. Am I helping anybody today? Y'all watching me work through this. Am I helping? Y'all sitting there watching me. This is what I do on a day-to-day basis. I got challenges all the time. And I just keep moving. Satan don't want it. It's irrelevant if he don't want it. He don't get to decide on this. Yahuwah teaching us something through this. So now we overcome. We win through the name of Yahuwah. That's all we do. We just go on and win. Yeah, I see you. No problem. I'm almost there. Y'all watching this in real time. Me sitting there talking to y'all, and I'm being creative, and I'm keeping a great attitude. I'm smiling. Ain't y'all seeing it? Huh? I got any witnesses in here? Look at that. Patrice and I'm crying and laughing at the same time. Huh? I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, sis. I feel you. Now watch. Bam! I just adapted and overcame. There it is. Solution. Solved it. Less than 5 minutes. Fixed. Y'all see it? There it is. Blake said, I'm leading by example. There it is. So for all the people who couldn't see it, y'all saw Satan try to black it out. He don't want you to see them two words together. He don't want you to see those two Aramaic words sitting together. Those two Aramaic words mean ana, or in Hebrew it's ayah, asher, ayah. And that means I am that I am, the living Elohim. He don't want you to see it. But I said, greater that is he that's in me than the one that's trying to run this world. I literally went adapt, overcome, and created that. And y'all saw, look, y'all saw what it tried to do. It tried to distort the ana. It tried to distort it. I'm going to show you. It tried to do this, didn't it? Watch. It tried to do that mess. That was a distortion. That's what all these translations are doing. They're distorting it. But guess what? Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. What I do? I use my staff. I stretched it out. And I got delivered, which means I got a solution. Yeah. I ain't got no time to be crying about something I got the power to change. Many of y'all get a little tough thing to hit you and you start crying. And you start getting worried. When you got the same power, them tears take energy. That worry takes energy. You take that same crying energy, that same worrying energy, and you solve it. Yahuwah is telling us today, don't y'all come crying to me about something I gave you the power to change. Stretch out your staff. That's called your decisions. Stretch out your staff and watch me deliver you. What do we got in our hands? We got the true scriptures. It's the solution to the nonsense. Go to tsnt.org. I got that on the screen. Satan ain't blacking that out. Yahuwah wanted us to go through this drill today. I have no doubt about it. I've never. And y'all don't see me put a lot up here. Hebrew, Aramaic, all of it. I just put the whole Aramaic verse up there. Y'all saw it. I put the whole Aramaic verse up. It didn't do, hey, I put the whole Aramaic verse up. Watch. Y'all saw it. Y'all sat here and watched the evil one. I'm going to say it. He was pissed off. Y'all sit here and watch him furious. When I put YAHUAH up, 18:5 from the Peshitta. Y'all seen it. When I put that thing up, right? Let me get over here. I'm getting tore up. Now, when I put it up, watch. There it is, the whole verse. And you see the ana right there in the middle. Everybody can see it. Look right in the middle of the screen. Look where it says promote the truth. Come down from the R and the U in truth. Come straight down. That's ana. Y'all see it. It's in the screen. Once I said, the world don't want you to see them two anas together, and I went to go put it on the screen, it blacked it out. Now, why did it black it out? What happened? Why did it black it out, fam? Now, what does that verse say in Aramaic? What does that verse say? So y'all looking at that looks like scribble or jibber jab to some of y'all. Right? What does that say? I mean, when you sit there and when you look at it, what does it say? Let's go. All right. It says, I'm reading from right to left. Ready? Here you go. They answered him saying, Yahusha of Nazareth. Yahusha then said to them, Ayah, Asha Ayah. I'm translating over ana. Because I know what he said in Hebrew. I got the Hebrew writings too. Meaning, I am that I am the living Elohim. Now, Yahudah Aish Kariu, who betrayed him, was standing with them. All right, that's what that says. Now, you tell me how many scholars have translated that right. I just translated in front of all of y'all. I literally sat here and just translated what was said from the Savior. Y'all want to know what Yahusha said? He said what I just said. And that's the writings. They wrote it down and it looked like that. So when YAHUAH was recording it, he scribbled it down just like that. Now what y'all gonna do with this? I'm bringing the receipts. The receipts. You better not challenge me. I'll bring them receipts on you. Better not do it. You come deal with the real ones of Yahuwah. His real you mess around and come up on a real emissary. Hey man, you're gonna get exposed. We don't play around with this stuff. We know who's talking directly to us, Yahuwah, and we don't worry about what to say. We don't worry about what to say. We're given what to say. I don't worry about what I got to figure out. He told me how to figure it out. Y'all saw me do it in real time. It didn't want to show up. Bam, bam, bam. Solution. Who was talking to me? That's YAHUAH saying, go do this, and this. That's the power I gave you to change when something ain't working. Now, what he wanted to do there, obvious, was I want to teach him how to deal with adversity. I want you to smile. I want you to have a good time. I want you to laugh, even when they're pressing on you. Man, y'all know how much fire and craziness me and Lena have had to go through? Trashing us all over the place, and we keep smiling and taking our energy and promoting the truth of YAHUAH. I hope y'all have enjoyed this today. What y'all gonna do with this? Huh? Boy, I'm sitting here thinking, if I was you, I'd be moving. I'd go get my mama, my dad, get everybody. Everybody, y'all love the truth. You got to go to tsnt.org. Do something. You got to do something. And then keep doing something if you really love YAHUAH. Don't stop doing something. We're gonna be years promoting this truth out, or until YAHUAH comes back. We're just gonna keep pushing it out. We're gonna keep promoting. We're gonna put these dollars to work. They put it to work for evil. We're gonna put it to work for good. That's what we're gonna do. Love y'all with all I got. But y'all know for a fact, this was a hot one today, wasn't it? Y'all know this was hot. This one was blazing. And we ripped Father's Day up in the mix. So we did a great thing today in the name of YAHUAH. And I'm proud. Everybody get to tsnt.org. Love y'all with all I got. I'm going back to work to get these true scriptures out to the world. We're finishing up the final review. Everybody's worked so hard. And y'all have meant the world to us. Don't take you lightly. Every one of us in here count. We matter to the max. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. The truth, baby.